Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. One of the themes of today's broadcast is going to be generosity. Liam was kind enough to offer a draw in this position, which frankly was very generous because he could have played on like nobody's business. Again, we never quite have time to go through these, but should we just get a sense for when and if it got really bad? Look, equal. Good move. Good move. We're all good. Black's better. Good move. Good move. Black's a lot better here. Okay. Not good. Why is that not good? Oh, I see all of this business, look. Yeah. This is where the sort of pressure began. So what I had to do was not take that. The pawn was poisoned, right? It's funny, isn't it? Because the b2 pawn is also poisoned in the so-called poison pawn variation. Okay, and did it ever get really bad? No. We kind of held it at an exchange. Okay. Yeah, we held it at an exchange. So my claim is that although the computer is showing a positive score here, my claim is that black has a draw and the computer can't see it. Whoever really knows though, but Liam agreed with me, and that's the important thing. So thank you, Liam, for the draw offer. That was very generous. You would have been within your rights to grind that for weeks. Against Keith, I've played bishop f5, and my claim is that if white takes on the key, well, the thing I'm worried about is this. Take with the rook. White could castle, hit the bishop. Bishop comes here. Then I think we're okay here. You know, basically, well, you've even got to look at this. Knight here, but then bishop here, and because that bishop was hanging because, well, maybe it wasn't. I think it was actually, because when the knight takes, the rook's pinned. But bishop here seems to solve the problems. So I think we're all right. I think we're all right on that one. Let's see what else. This one, we're keeping on trucking. We took, white castled, pre-programmed. White knows what he's doing there. This is interesting against, it's Joseph, isn't it? Joseph. What's interesting here is that check. I think we can go to the first rank. Check here, go here, and then if there's a check here, we go here, and then I think we're winning. I think that's winning. So let's see what black comes up with. I mean, it's a sensible idea to check, but I think we've got a way of handling it. Horde coach we took. The Nigel game, we moved our queen to one side. Basically, the big idea here is that we just made a complete mess of this. This was good. We were better here. This was a bad move. This was a good move. This is a good move because it forks the two pawns. Completely didn't realise. Blocked with the queen. Black took. So I think here, after the fork, you've just got to play something like bishop g4. Hope to mix it up. Yeah, I mean, but to be honest with you, it's just gone downhill after it's gone downhill after some undisciplined moves. So the answer, the thing now is, can black hold? And the answer is maybe black can hold. I've held worse positions. I've also lost better positions. This one, I think I just instinctively castled here. Look, you castle here. Just develop and see what comes next. Here against Justin, you know, you got to believe that g6 is coming, haven't you? Here, it's just got that feel to it. What are we going to do? Are we going to play f4? We're going to play f4. We could play queen here, and just then we'd say, right, play g6. We're going to take with the queen. Do you think? We could play b5, put the pawn in a light square, and just say fine, play it positionally. So many options. What would you do? What do you do? I don't think it's the right time to be playing f5. I'm not really in the mood to do that. I think it's very weird to blockade the pawn with the queen, but for me it's sort of working. I think we'll try and activate the rook, I think. We'll try and activate the rook. Yeah, that's my idea. This one against Horde Coach is quite difficult. Retreat. I've got a plan. This one against Gary. Here. What if we just move backwards and forwards, Gary? What are you going to do? Is your king going to enter the game? I suppose it is, isn't it? Well, in which case... Yeah, I'm getting a bit worried about that. I think if the king enters, we're going to have a problem. Maybe the king can just stay here. My king can stay here. Alright, let's try passive defence for a bit, but I've not got a good feeling about this. I've got the other feeling, the opposite of a good feeling. Gary's played that very well, he deserves it. Okay, this is castling. This one, we know what we're doing here. We're doing this here. That's 2 moves in one day. Is that all? Are that all the games? Oh, this one, look. Oh, this is the game with Stuart. No, it's not all the games. This is the game with Stuart. Yeah, knight takes is traditional, isn't it? Okay, knight takes. Good old Queen's Indian defence. This one, we've already moved in this one. This one, well, what if we just take the pawn? If we take the pawn, takes, push, and the bishop covers it. What if the pawn just pushes, we just take the rook? But what if we move like this? Got to be a bit careful, haven't you? I guess you just go down here and say, what's the idea? What's the idea? Yeah, I think we just take that. There's no big dangers here. No big dangers. Steady as she goes. I don't know what to do against you, Ian. I'm really sorry. I've not moved against that game for ages. It's just I don't know what to do. Or against Gareth. What do you do against this? Oh, God. Maybe I don't know what to do. What about this one? Nick. B3. B3. The database hates it. Queen B8. I don't want to play F4. F4. Castles. G4. You got to be kidding me. What have I done to deserve this? Bishop F2 is better. G4 looks so loose. But at some stage, you can play F5. Apparently, it's a bit less offensive to me. Okay. I mean, that wasn't really why I played this opening. I played it to be more solid. I'm going to have to think about that. I'm going to think about everything tonight. Okay, these are the ones I can play in. I know what to do here. Knight F3. I'm claiming that's it. There's some I'm working on because they're difficult. I'm sorry. But rushing it and playing an incorrect move is not going to help us, is it? I've done too much of that already. Any more for any more? That's a lot. We've got a few at the moment that we're wrestling with. Okay. On here, I've done a couple of puzzles and started to repair the damage I've done to my grading by the big tilt yesterday, which is very disappointing. Here, I'm going to put my queen here and hover around black's king and try to be scary. It is a bit scary, actually, that. Iron Throne of the Seven Kingdoms. Guess what? I'm top of the table at the moment due to a fortuitous timeout. There we are. It's quite nice, isn't it? And 2 go through, so there's prospects there. And I think in the other games we're in pretty good shape, actually. We're in pretty good shape. I've sort of really enjoyed the tournaments on chess.com. I think it's really clever. This one, should we just castle? Because I don't think this really prepares c5, because black could have played c5 anyway. So we'll just castle and see what black's going to come up with. This one, I actually want to play the check. I want to nestle the bishop on that square. It's often weak in the King's Indian, that square. And that's a great square for the bishop. It can never be evicted. There's no minor piece that can evict it. It's an absolute horror. Check. Oh, if we defend with the bishop, the queen can take there. So perhaps we go in the corner. Queen can take there. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. I think the central pawn's more important. The central pawn's more important. Let's take on to that. Yeah. We'll go in the corner. This one, I think I can draw it. I thought I was winning, but this is a really good move. This g4 move is really good. So this is how you lose it. You go check, king there, push, takes, 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 king takes, push, and then king here. You can catch the pawn, and while I run around and get that, you take this and you win. So that's how black loses it, and how black draws it is this. Instead of this move, you play here. Then when they play this, you play check, and you close the whole game, and they can't get through. You go there, you just go here, just wait. There's no way through. Just wait. If they push, you just take it. And there's no other entry points. So I think this is going to be a draw. Rook's rule is between me and Seal Island Puffin. Because 2 go through and we're both on 4, so it's between the 2 of us. We've got this game, which I think is a forced draw, and we've got this game, which I actually think I've won. I mean, swapping off this last pair of rooks, what I think is going to happen is something like this. Takes, takes. There's no breakthrough, so you've got to go this way, here, 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 here. Then I sort of waste time, and then if it goes like this, I think I'm winning that. Because I'm just winning a pawn here. I think I'm winning a pawn. So, I don't know, maybe all those moves aren't forced, but I'm quite optimistic. You've got to take anyway. I'm quite optimistic about White's prospects here. We might just inch in top of the group. This one, should we just get the rooks off? Let's just get the rooks off. What could possibly be wrong with that? I suppose what could possibly be wrong is we might drop a pawn here. Okay, so if we go here, so the problem is takes, 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 bishop takes here. Yuck. Check. Well, there's all sorts of things that could happen here, but the knight can't go in the way because you take the bishop. But the king could go here. Then we could go like this, threatening a check here. Are we convinced by these manoeuvres? I mean, what would White do here? Something like this, perhaps. No, it blunders the queen. Something like this, perhaps. Check. King there. Checkmate. Wow. But what if check? King there. What then? Maybe this. I don't know. It's quite fantastical, isn't it? I mean, who knows? You know. Who knows where this is going to end up? It's really hard to know. So what does all that mean? What all that means is there's a bit of a problem getting all the rooks off. 99% complete. There's a bit of a problem getting the rooks off. So what that means is we're going to have to think about it. Oh, Josh, I've got a bit of bad news, mate. Here's the bad news. Check. King goes here. What do we think? I found a mating sequence. Check. King goes here. I don't know. Check. Check. I think it's, to be honest, I'm not sure, but my best guess is this. I did find a sequence here. Look, taking that pawn with check's not a bad thing to do. The king's got to come this way. My best guess is this spells trouble for black. That's what I think. And I did find what looked like a forcing sequence, but to be honest with you, I'm just going to trust. I'm just going to take and just trust that the king gets flushed out. It's at least a draw for white. I think white's probably winning. All right. What's the material situation on that? Well, we're a pawn for a piece, but the king is so exposed that we'll probably be okay. This one is just a pawn endgame. We're just moving our pawns to the centre, moving our king to the centre. In endgames, particularly in pawn or knight endgames, it's a good idea to put your king in the centre. That's with check. So the fact that the rooks, actually you can take the rook with the knight as well. Go on, we'll take the rook with the knight. There we go. Okay. What's this? Oh, this is the chap I played before. Okay. We're playing Italian or something. I was lucky enough to win this on time, which has put me top of the group. Fluffy Cat. I wonder what Fluffy Cat plays against the old Queen's Gambit Decline. Should we play that or should we play the Catalan? We'll play the Queen's Gambit Decline, come on. See if Fluffy Cat wants to go Bishop B4. We've done that. We've done that. We've done that. What we're going to do now is a tactics problem. And then that's that for one night. But we've got some games to look at. We've actually got 3 games that we need to look at properly. I also want to look at a Magnus Carlsen v Jan Nepomniachtchi game today in the King's Gambit, which where basically Jan played the King's Gambit and lost very quickly, and he's an expert in that line, right? He wrote the chessable course in it, which I've got, but he lost quickly. Check. Carlsen's amazing, particularly, he's amazing, and I think Jan was going through a tough time. But it's a fascinating game that actually, on the white side, it can collapse quite quickly. What about if you put the rook there and you threaten mate? Then they probably push the pawn. No, they don't. It doesn't make any difference. What if you put the rook there and you threaten mate? How can they possibly stop that? Rook here, check. You run. Checks run out. Did they run out though? Did they actually run out? Rook here, check. We go here. And then this is defended, are you? Are you? So we go here. There we go. What fun. Look after yourselves, everyone. I'll see you soon.